previously made a video listing the movies that I'm personally most anticipating in 2026. However, there's another side to it. Whilst the movies I'm looking forward to might be excellent, they probably aren't going to make as much money as the movies on this list. So today, I'm going to draft the top 10 movies that I think will be most successful at the box office in 2026. I think this is an interesting discussion to have because I think box office is important to the health of the business, and it's important to see the trends in what films succeed and what films don't financially, especially with studios being sold off and the industry struggling over the last couple of years. However, I think this will be a massive year. The slate is extraordinary to the point where I had movies that haven't even made this list, like Pixar's film Hoppers or DC's Supergirl film, which I still think will make quite a bit of money, but they're not here. I think we're going to have the most billion-dollar films that we've had since 2019, before the pandemic, and I'm happy for that. I really want to see the health of the business increase. So, at number 10, let's start with The Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping. This is based on the prequel novel about Haymitch's time in the Hunger Games, something that fans have wanted for a really long time and are now finally going to get. To the core audience of Hunger Games fans, this is going to explode. I think it will do super well amongst them. All of the casting leading up to this has been super positive, nailing people in positions that people really want to see them in. I love that they went with a relative unknown in Joseph Sada to play Haymitch. I think there's enough names around him in terms of actors to support the film without him having to be a named actor. And so yeah, I think this movie will do pretty well. Maybe slightly better than its predecessor. So around the 400 to 500, maybe 600 at an absolute best. $1 million range. After this, I think it'll be Jumanji 3. This will be the second movie of Dwayne Johnson's this year, with another movie actually making this list. And it's clear that he's going back to the films that he knows best, with the failure of The Smashing Machine. Whilst I thought he was good in that, the movie was panned. So I think we're going to see him in a few of these roles, and the Jumanji movies just print money. So I won't be surprised to see it do the same thing again here. But we'll have to see if audiences are sick of it. It's in that December slot, which the other ones were in, so I think it'll do comfortably quite well. Around the $600, $700 million range, I would have to say. Next, at number 8, is Moana, the live action. I'm not a fan of live action remakes. I never have been. I think they are anti-art and lazy and cash grabs. But that's exactly what this list is. It's money. It's movies that make money. And so, yeah, unfortunately, I think Moana is going to make a lot of money. Look at Lilo and Stitch last year. That movie printed. I recognize that it's a film that is touching on maybe a different audience to Moana, but Moana is still massively popular on streaming. The original and the sequel as well does really well on streaming, even though it's basically a stitched together TV show. So I think this will do well. But we'll just have to see whether people have fatigue from too much Moana content, as the sequel only came out very recently. Me personally, I guess I will probably have to see it for this, but I have no excitement for this at all. And that theme kind of follows through for number 7, which is The Mandalorian and Grogu. I could make a whole video just about this film and how I feel about it. But suffice to say is it's Star Wars. And after such a drought in Star Wars films, this is going to do well. There's no way it doesn't. Will it make it to $1 billion? I'm not sure. I want to say it will either make it to $1 billion or just short, as people love Grogu. And I'm not sure if they're tired of Grogu yet. Mainstream audience, anyway. I think within the Star Wars community, people are sort of getting wise to cheap filmmaking that's made in the volume, that looks kind of crappy, with stories that aren't entirely interesting. And this doesn't look any different. It's difficult to see how this is justified as a movie and not just as a continued TV show like The Mandalorian already has been. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm of course going to see it, But for a Star Wars movie, there's very little excitement in me, unfortunately. At number 6, the only movie to make both of my lists of most anticipated and moneymakers, The Odyssey. How does Christopher Nolan do it, man? He's probably at the height of the industry at the moment. I don't think there's a bigger name, to be honest, because he's going to draw in a massive crowd for this. And it's probably going to be a good movie as well, which is shocking, I know. I think this will sneak past $1 billion. I really do. Oppenheimer nearly made it, and that was off the back of Barbie. And I think this is a way cooler subject matter than Oppenheimer, to be honest. And I think it will cause crowds to come out a lot more just to see this spectacle. I mean, they've been building it up for 6 months already now with releasing tickets a year in advance. That's crazy. They feel very confident about this, and so do I. Okay, at number 5, it's Minions 3. The other two both very easily did $1 billion. This will very easily do $1 billion, I think. It's a kids' animated movie, man. They print money. It's just how it is. Especially Minions. I mean, who am I to say? Kids love the Minions. So, yeah, Minions 3 will be a juggernaut and will likely pass $1 billion. At number 4, it's the Super Mario Galaxy movie. The first one, Super Mario Bros. Movie, did really, really well. Way above, I think, what a lot of people were expecting, and continues this trend of video game movie adaptations. This, however, in the Venn diagram, also touches not only video games, but kids. And kids' movies make money. It's like Minions 3. It's like Moana. This is going to make money. I expect it to be in the 1.2 to 1.4 sort of range, $1 billion, that is. Especially with an expanded cast and with more of the lore of the Super Mario Bros. Universe explored. I think this will do really well. Okay, now for top 3. You could probably guess what these 3 are going to be, but at number 3, I think it's Avengers Doomsday. I know the other Avengers are 4 of the most successful movies of all time, with Endgame being number 2. But man, people have superhero fatigue. They really do. And I'm worried, whilst this movie looks good, and I still think it'll be successful, I don't think it's getting to $2 billion. I think audiences have gotten wise, and we'll just have to see whether it can break this superhero mold. I don't think so. I think they're going to play it real safe, bringing back all the nostalgic characters on screen, and it's just going to be a big cameo fest. Look, I'm going to be there, don't get me wrong, and as we lead up to the film, I'm going to get excited, because of course I am. I'm the target audience for this stuff, and I will go and see it. However, I think there will be a bit of fatigue for this film, and whilst I think it'll pass $1 billion, and I think it'll get to 1.4, 1.6, that sort of range, I'm not sure how much higher than that it's going to get. Okay, top 2. I know what I just said about superhero movies was that people are fatigued from it. However, at number 2, it is Spider-Man Brand New Day. It's Spider-Man, man. It's arguably the most successful IP of all time. People just love Spider-Man. It's a lot of people's favorite superhero. Tom Holland's excellent. The film looks really cool. They're trying to, make it be its own standalone thing. And yeah, this is going to smash. This will be 1.6 to 1.8 would be my guess. I think it'll make a lot of money. And I'm excited for it. I love Tom Holland. And him being in the Odyssey and this, man, get that bag. I'm happy for you. Oh, Zendaya as well, actually. So that's cool. Happy for them. What a power couple. And at number 1, it's Toy Story 5. Me personally, the Toy Story movies aren't really my bag. I can recognize their power and their popularity and the merits of those films. But especially after Toy Story 4, which just felt like a hollow IP slog, I'm not that excited about this. However, it is a legacy Pixar animated kids movie, and that is the perfect concoction of things to make a lot of money. This will be the highest grossing movie of the year, I think. And I think it'll be at about 1.8 billion, really. I think it's going to make a lot of money. And a lot of early buzz about it is that it's actually, I guess, pretty good. Tackling with screen time with your kids, which of course is something I'm sure a lot of parents are going to be able to relate to. So that's my list. Tell me, what do you think's going to make the most money this year? What do you think's going to bomb this year? I think there are going to be a few movies that should make a lot more money than they actually will. So I'd love to hear from you below. I'm going to be reviewing all these movies on Instagram, on TikTok, and here as short reels at Films with Darcy. So please follow along. I'd love to have you. I'm also on Letterboxd, where I'll be logging every single one of these. So I'll see you then.